Can't.
All right, sorry. I'm joined tonight by Leeds Rhinos superstar goal attack, Rhea Dixon. Rhea, it's good to have you. Thank you for joining
Thank
us. How are
you.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. As I know it feels like Rhea's a new kid on the block, but she's actually been around for a little bit. I remember in 2016 you were a part of that squad, that Surrey Storm squad that won the Super League title. Was that your first year?
Yeah, I didn't play that year, but I was the training partner, so I was involved with the squad. But I didn't actually play any netball that year.
Oh, right. I mean, you were sitting behind the likes of Rachel Dunn and Pamela Cookie, who we know went down as England legends. And so, but while you wouldn't have played Rhea, I'm sure you got a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge coming out of that environment.
Yeah, it was really cool to be able to train every week with those players and to have Tamsin Greenway as a coach as well. To be a young player and amongst England legends was definitely an experience that I'll never forget.
Yes, definitely. And then you stayed with Surrey Storm, and eventually you were the starting goal at there. And yeah, I mean, you guys had a rough season in 2019, and then you had an opportunity and you went down under to play. Can you just tell us a little bit about what that experience was like for you?
Yeah, I went over to sort of have a break from England and see what Australia had to offer. So I went to play in Victoria in the Victorian Netball League. But unfortunately, because of COVID, I didn't actually get to play. So I did the pre-season training and then had to come back home to England. So hopefully one day I'll be able to get back and play in Australia again.
Wow, wow, wow. Yes, I was wondering, Ria, because I knew I saw the information that you were going down on, and then there was COVID. I wasn't sure if the league went on or not. So thank you for bringing me up to speed with that. So playing in the state league, is that something that you try to do again, or you definitely, if it's probably not a SSN opportunity, you wouldn't go back?
At the moment, I definitely pick English Super League over Victorian League. But I think at the point in where I was in my development, it was a really good opportunity to go out and sort of learn stuff that I wouldn't learn over here. So obviously in Australia, they're really, really keen to make sure you develop your simple basic skills more than over here. And that's something that I really needed to do. So to go over there and learn sort of footwork and passing in the way that they do it was definitely something that I needed to do. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And then that would have kind of prep you now for to transition in the Leeds Rhino environment where you're coached by an Australian Dan Ryan. How is it playing under Dan?
Oh, it's thinking back. We've been thinking back a lot to the start of the season when we came in and we were just doing like I said before, we were just doing basic leading and landing, catching and passing that a lot of English teams skip out. So for us to have started really down from the basics and work our way up to where we are now is just a really good achievement and something that Dan I think is really proud of.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, so would you say that the even though you only did preseason, Victoria, would you say that that helped to transition into the type of training environment that Dan brought to Leeds Rhinos?
Yeah, we it was a shock because it was more intense than I thought it would be over in Australia, even though it was just the state league.
Preseason.
Yeah, pre-season, it was definitely the intensity was a different level. So then that definitely helped me coming into Rhinos because now we train so hard.
So and then going over in Australia and being there, and I mean, you didn't have a Super League team playing for at the time because obviously you decided to go there. Coming back to the UK now, did you kind of reach out to Dan and said, "Hey, I would like to join your new franchise," or did you want to go back to Surrey Storm? Were there options? What was that phase like for you?
Yeah, I first came back and because of COVID and everything, I just thought I might have a little break out of netball. But
No,
then I did.
no, not yet. All right, go on.
I did hear from Storm and some other teams as well. But my coach in Australia used to play netball with Dan, so he sort of
Okay.
knew that Dan would be a good fit for me, and he got me in touch with Dan and made the decision to come up here.
All right. Would you say it has been a good choice moving to Leeds?
Yeah, 100.
Definitely.
Just the time I was in my development and as a person as well, it was definitely, yeah, very good choice.
And I must say, we are seeing that on court from you. Like when we watch you play now compared to other seasons, it's like, I mean, you naturally have this gangster confident bounce on court. Like, I'm not taking that away from you, but I mean, this season, like you're just so confident. Like you look a lot more relaxed. You look at home. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we're loving what we're seeing, and I mean, I'm not the only one seeing it because you've been rewarded with an England call up.
Yeah, I think my confidence has definitely improved. I know it's not there, it's not where it needs to be. Like a lot of things I do struggle with still, but I think I always say everyone on the team, regardless of if you're starting player, if you come off the bench, whatever you are, I think everyone has that confidence in each other. Dan has that confidence in us, which makes us believe that we can do it ourselves as well. So I think that's why it comes across, because it's the culture that we've built more than anything, and just the trust that we have in each other. So I guess if that comes across that I have confidence, that's really good, and hopefully just more to build on. Yeah, coming into Roses soon.
Right, and you're pretty young, so I mean, there you have time to develop even more, and it's crazy to think that at this stage in your career you're doing so well. And just thinking on what that could grow to be, it's amazing. So just don't lose hope, Rhea. Just keep working hard, and yeah, we're rooting for you. So let's move over now to a little bit about Leeds Rhinos. So you guys are in the semi-final. You didn't get there in let's say the usual fashion, because you had two games that um, you didn't have to play because of the whole COVID ruling and so forth, and you're in the semifinals. Does that kind of tingle with how you feel going into the semifinals, or it's just what it is?
No, I think we've been focusing on sort of controlling what we can control, and at the end of the day, that was the decision that was made by everyone at the start of the league that would have happened. So it's not that we, took the points because we wanted to. We would have played the games, if we could have. So I think we've done everything that we could have to get to where we are, and we've worked hard enough to deserve a top 4 position. So I think it's just about going out and doing what we do tomorrow.
And let me just say something to the viewers. Viewers, as netballers, I've been one myself. We always prefer to play the game. Even if there's a chance that we might lose, we always prefer to play. Not playing is never an option, right, Rhea?
Absolutely.
All right, so you have been kind of a mainstay in that goal attack position throughout the season, and we have seen a rotation. Well, injury kind of forced Daniel off the court for a few weeks, and you have sometime playing with Sienna, and then you're sometime playing with Daniel. How is the transition? Because their game, they kind of both play a holding kind of shooter, but the range that Daniel has compared to a Sienna is much different. How is it for you transitioning playing from one to the other? Playing with one, sorry.
I like playing with both for different reasons. Obviously, Nelly is such a strong target in there, and she can make the worst ball look so good. So
right, luxury.
Obviously, I loved it. I love being able to feed her and work with her. But at the same time, with Sienna, she brings more movement and more rotation, which means for me as a goal, I feel like I can play more freely as a goal attack. I can get in and shoot more, and I can play less of that feeding role and get in and rotate in that circle a bit more. So that both definitely have their pros, and I'd be lucky to play with either, really.
Yeah, and I guess when you're playing with Sienna as a goal attacker as well, when you're playing with Sienna, it allows you to showcase some of your goal attacks, some of your skills, as opposed to playing with Daniel. Like it's so tempting. It must be so tempting just bomb it in all the time, right?
Yeah, it is.
I could only dream. But I mean, it's great, and they're two great targets. but you'll be without Daniel for the semi-final. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So how in the last few weeks you guys have had a nice little momentum coming into the semi-finals. Daniel being at the goal shoot position, so you will be without Daniel for the semi-finals. How does that affect the preparation?
We as a team believe that sort of everything this season has happened for a reason, and obviously Danelle being out for those weeks with her injury meant that we could get those connections with Sienna. So I think that if it was a brand new combination, it could be a bit daunting, but because we've done that work with Sienna and we have prepared really well, or as much as we could have before after isolation, it's been awesome to be able to get back into that rotating circle. So I think it will be a surprise for a lot of teams who have definitely been looking at us only with Danelle. So it could
Right.
favor.
Yeah, it makes sense, and I mean that's a good way to look at it actually, because Daniel being out, you'd have had the opportunity to build those combinations with Sienna, so it's not foreign going into semifinals. It's just about how you guys manage it and how you guys stay disciplined. In the hey, we don't have Daniel around there, so we have to probably play one more pass
Yeah. So
before we get it in. But yeah, it should be interesting. So let's take a look at Lightning now. And you're playing Lightning. Are they the team you'd prefer to play in semifinal if you had the opportunity to choose?
I think all three top teams we would want to play all of them because we haven't beaten any of them yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think we knew that there would be a time where we'd have to step up and have to take away one of these teams, and luckily we've got here without having to do that. But this weekend is definitely
Why not? No, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so that's a very interesting topic as well, because even with Donnell, you guys haven't beaten any of the top four teams. I don't know, like you guys are playing so well, and then when you come up against the top four teams, it's almost like your game gets a little shaky. Is it? Do you think it's mental? Is it probably?
You could be with that sort of lack of experience in a lot of our teams. Obviously, we've got some experienced players, but when it comes to those crunch games, we haven't really had that time to, like the other teams have, years and years together, sort of to work it out on court. So I think we've had the season now to sort of build and learn from those games, and learn how we react under pressure. So hopefully tomorrow and on Sunday will be the day we can do that.
All right. What will it take for you guys to get past them come tomorrow?
We just discussed in our meeting, really, it's just about the hunger and the desire and the belief in the team, believing in our own ability and believing in the people around you. At the end of the day, anything can happen on finals day. It's just who wants it more. So
and that's exactly it. Anything can happen on finals day. The ball is still rolling, and I mean it comes down to the hunger, and you guys have the tools to beat them, Rhea. So just believe in yourself, encourage your teammates, and I mean, yeah, Dan is my friend. I really like your team, so I will be rooting for you. So who would you prefer to play in the finals? So we're going to say that you guys make it to the finals. So who would you prefer to play?
That's a good question.
So it's Bath or...
We'll wait and see. Bath or Thunder?
Is it Leila Goscott or Emma Dovey?
Both games, I think actually Emma wasn't playing, so it could be she was injured.
Yeah, she was.
So that could be an interesting combination. We'll see.
I'm sneaking in. I'm sorry. I'll crop myself out later. But I have persons around me, so excuse the mouse.
Okay.
I am rooting for you, Rhea. From the beginning of the season, I'm Kurt will tell you, I've had Rhinos in my top four, and they keep saying, no, it's not going to happen. So I was ecstatic when I saw that you really crept in. Yeah. I don't know how, but you did. Yeah. I think you guys deserve it, and I really hope you guys win tomorrow. I might get in trouble for saying that, but oh well.
Oh, thank
It's all the best and just go out there hard. I mean, you have the goods. You just have to be hungry enough
yeah.
and
Yeah.
go out there and just do what you guys do best. So all the best, and I'm about to leave again.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Simone. She just came and stole our shows, Rhea. Well, but Rhea, so that's all I have for you today. Just want to wish you the best of luck, you and the Leeds Rhinos team. I'm sure Dan would have done amount of work in preparing you for this moment, and knowing the kind of coach he is, I'm expecting nothing less than a final spot, and I'm rooting for you for player of the match, Rhea.
Oh,
So bring it. Thank you for joining us, Rhea.
Yes,
Enjoy
yes.
the evening.
Bye bye.
Simone again.